gesehen hat.
Und sie
Gott.
hinter ihm gerade stand und der nackt war.
Ja, also er hat
Das
sie
möchte
nackt
ich
gesehen, sie hat ihn nackt gesehen.
Und er ein
Alles
ziemliches Selbstbewusstsein hat.
richtig.
Oh ja.
Mhm.
Ich finde die Geschichte
Nina,
mit
du
dem
kannst es
Nacktsein
dann
sehr
auch mal
wichtig.
was sagen. Was ist denn das?
Das ist immer noch Takahiro.
It had
Okay.
been during the afternoon when I finally had the chance to talk to my classmates in an attempt to get an idea where the shrine Koyomi had mentioned before had been located. Gym was the last thing on the menu for today, so once we started getting ready to go home, I approached the guys. Hey Ichikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to grant you some good luck? Oh Gott, wie spreche ich denn jetzt? Dafür hätten wir Jan gebraucht.
Ja, oder? Soll ich ihn fragen?
Warte, ich hab doch meine Dinge, meine...
let
me...
Oh Gott.
Let me guess, you also want to date her. Well, even thought I do have to admit she's very active. I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Not to mention, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Koyumi. You can keep your sister where she is. Jokes aside, I'm more interested in the shrine.
Warte mal, wenn sie einen Bruder an der Schule hat, warum geht sie denn dann mit ihm in die Schule und nicht mit seinem Bruder, mit ihrem Bruder? Das ist aber sehr.
Das ist die Frage aller Fragen.
Na, das ist
Wollen
doch
wir
Koyomis Bruder. Ach nee, gar nicht wahr. Entschuldigung, alles gut, alles gut, alles gut. Vergesst, was ich gesagt habe. Mach weiter.
Did
Wenn
she
ihr Plan
mention
habt,
where
nicht
she
zu-
found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest aside from the dojo. Oh, well, she said something about being near the river. I cried high up. I'll be honest, I didn't pay too much attention when she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top and it was tight and...
The fuck?
Stop! We don't need to hear the details. I doubt anyone wants to hear you daydream about your sister, my friend.
Oh Mann.
Anyone else who heard about the shrine before? Are you talking about the luck shrine in the forest? Achso, das war jetzt schon wieder ein anderer.
Ja.
Egal. That's the one and only. There's supposed to be a one near a river according to Ichikawa's sister.
Ja, das ist so eine alle unwichtigen NPCs Stimme.
Nur wie macht man
I
die?
don't know about that. That is this fairy girl at the Sakura Dojo who knows more.
Oh, darf ich da
Wait,
auch
are you
etwas-
talking about Aria-sama? Small, strong and scary? Es ist Ersa. Nee, die ist nicht klein.
Ich wollte gerade sagen.
That's the one.
Aha, the one.
Ich bin Prinz Charming. Oh, then I can a bit more help, Takahiro-kun. I know where the place is. I don't think Aria Senpai will like it if you end up visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to peek at her after she finished her training? There was blood, sweat and tears.
Oh Gott. Ja, ja.
Shut up! I don't not go to peeking there. That's standards that it is. I could sue you.
Slenderman.
I do not
Yo.
look into the changing rooms after practice in an area summer is showering. Oh, then you haven't seen her naked yet? I've seen a bit of side boob, but then... God, diese Gespräche.
Was ist denn das für ein Wort?
I found doesn't really let me get a good view of. There we go. Someone calls the cops peeping Ichikawa has confessed. I fully patched Ichikawa's shoulder while I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process while I prepared to leave.
Was denn? Habt ihr euch früher nicht über sowas unterhalten, so als Jungs?
Nein.
Also, ich sage jetzt sowieso nicht, aber...
Naja, wir als Mädchen können ja nicht wissen, worüber die sich unterhalten.
Ich war damals nicht wirklich beliebt, also
Ja, naja, gut.
ich war eher das Mobbing-Opfer, von daher. Nee.
Nee, von daher habe ich nicht so darüber geredet.
Nicht mit anderen Jungs zumindest.
Nee.
Und bei Mädchen kann man da schlecht.
Nee. Übrigens, habt ihr neulich Ja, nee, das ist so richtig. Das kommt nicht so gut.
Übrigens, ihr habt schöne Melonen.
Ich
Anyway.
glaube, ich glaube, du hast Glück, wenn du dir da rechts und links eine fängst.
Ja.
Eine
Hast du
Fang.
nur richtig Glück.
Nee, ich stand immer gut bei Mädchen. Bei Paaren.
Na dann.
Ich war immer schüchtern.
War ich auch, deswegen war
Bei
ich
mir
ja
war
gerne.
alles super.
YOLO.
YOLO.
Wenn man gemobbt wird, das ist die beste Anlaufstelle, um bei Mädchen anzukommen. Zwar nur als Freund, aber egal.
Immerhin.
Ja.
Mhm.
Ich komme mir Leben lang nicht bei Frauen. Okay.
Dafür bei uns mehr Kerl. Anyway, thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. I let the judge know where you most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair. I was coerced. Was? Cursed?
Ja.
I won't say another thing until I speak to my lawyers. After school was over,
Jetzt kommt bestimmt mit dem Mädchen.
I decided to bet my chances on the little bit of intel I had obtained from my classmates. If my memory served me right, then Aria Senpai was about to be practicing at the dojo today. Of course I knew her. In the end she was a tutored student like me, but for some reason I heard that she declined the invitation to compete in serious tournaments ever since a certain event happened. Aria Senpai, are you around? While I shouted her name, I parked my bike at a nearby stall and looked around for her.
The fuck?
Nina, du bist dran.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Hey, follow the shouts and you find the senpai! I grinned briefly as I saw my senpai seemingly being obsessed with the practicing of a series of motion, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps it was a perfect opportunity to get closer to her and surprise her a little? Slowly I snuck over, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached with a hand toward her shoulder. Aria! At the touch against her shoulder, Aria Senpai reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud crunch shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder.
Ja, und das jetzt wäre zu übersetzen bestimmt lustig gewesen.
Yeah, it was all I could
Oh,
to
yeah.
brace myself for impact as I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes.
Ha! No one sneaks up on the great Kunoichi Aria. Oh, Takabosu. I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Konoichi, more like a Tasman devil. That throat didn't hold a shred of mercy in it.
There's no mercy in the ring, Takabosu. Better you learn that lesson now than in time 2 weeks. No, Quatsch, was? That lesson now than in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess, you want to do some sparring, right?
I actually came here to ask you something, but perhaps a little sparring wouldn't hurt after that.
Oh, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon for the sparring, and I could do with a break of a... What? Could do with a bit of a break anyway.
Where to start, Senpai? You used to take part in big and important matches. Didn't you get nervous before the big moment?
Oh yeah. This one time I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboards until Dad found me and dragged me to the car by my collar. Of course, that was when I was like 8.
Well, obviously, I can't go and hide from my match, but some friends of mine made this rather silly suggestions to go and pray or something. Honestly, at this point, I'd take anything if it calms my nerves a little.
Takabosu, are you sure about this?
You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I could walk. This is my best chance to represent this country, and in the sport I love too.
Hmm.
Senpai seemed to think for quite a long time. all the while tapping at the side of her jaw with a finger. Eventually she snapped her fingers and grabbed hold of me tightly.
Alright, I'll tell you the way to the shrine. But it's not just going to be simple clap your hands together and bop, you're there. And bop, you're there. Yeah, nee, bop your head. Oh, okay. Was? You need to give something to the shrine, something of worth.
In Germany we call it worth. I guess I'll figure that out by the time we get there. Anyway, thanks, Senpai. I appreciate.
Oh, no, Takabosu. I'm not going with you. I've got training to do myself. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can give you a map and an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own.
You're not taking along? Guess it'd be my own adventure to undertake.
Afraid so, Takabosu. Let me just grab some paper. I'll draw out your map.
After Aria's return, I followed the directions the map had given me. Surprisingly enough, it wasn't all that far. The tip to get back if I got lost was a little sketchy. Just look down and you'll be able to see the dojo roof from anywhere on the hill. The forest
einfach mal springen.
The forest nearby the dojo was my first challenge to overcome, and lone path coiling along the trees, and there was even the river Ichikawa sister had mentioned in the distance. Of course, I decided to stay with my senpai's directions, and after an hour or so I arrived at the shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone secretly lived there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master? Already daydreams of a potential hermit having hidden themselves in a shrine to prepare themselves for an upcoming clash between God and evil started to dwell in my mind.
In my mind.
And yet nobody is around. I sat and announced, and the fact that the shrine crown seemed to be internally abandoned. It was mysterious how the building seemed well maintained. Oh Gott, das alles zu übersetzen.
Yeah.
But for the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It took only a few moments before I gathered the courage to enter the temple itself, and inside found a rather fancy-looking shrine of sorts at the back of the hall. Guess that's the shrine everyone's talking about. Hallo Raoul. Silently I folded up the map I was given, and after putting it inside my bag approached the shrine. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I didn't hold too much confidence in the idea of some shrine granting me the luck I would need to win this match. In fact, I don't really think luck is going to help much in a match like this. In my opinion, martial arts didn't hold any place for luck. A match was all about using the knowledge you gathered from the experience you obtained in previous matches, and a nice bit of talent to help guide you through the match. There was simply no room for something superstitious like luck. Clearly this would be a match where my experience and talent would be tested against that of my opponent. Nothing more and nothing less. Dürft euch streiten wieder.
Mir ist das doch wurscht.
Dann mach ich mal. How curious, the boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet this child of man stands here in place of power, surrounded by the very thing he denounces.
Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there? Hallo nochmal, Raoul.
A classic question to ask, and yet the right thing to ask would be where I am? Where am I? Where am I?
What do you mean? Obviously you are here hiding nearby.
Perhaps, but entertain me for a little longer. Why did you come here if you do not believe in things like luck?
I came here to prepare myself.
Oh,
Oh!
to enlighten me about what this something might be that you are preparing yourself for?
Mir
Mann,
scheint,
Raoul.
Raoul hat Schwierigkeiten mit Counter-Strike.
Ja, wahrscheinlich. I felt a little bit annoyed at the question, but perhaps if I kept talking to her I would be able to find out where that girl was hiding. I'm preparing for a competition, a judo match.
You do? What's that?
What's that?
Ich finde, das macht sie wunderschön.
Das klang gerade so wie so diese Verkaufssendungen.
Ja, ja. Look at this!
Oh, what's that, Judith?
Tja, ich kann's halt.
Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art.
Aha. So you're a warrior. Deciding to go into battle and come here in hope for finding the reserve to fight?
I'm not sure about the warrior part.
How fortunate. It just happens that her I need for one of your kind.
My kin?
Mein
A
Kind.
hero. The shrine it means to bless heroes like yourself. However, every great hero has to sacrifice something in return of the shrine blessing. Shrine's blessing.
Sounds like what the others mentioned. However, I do like your version more. Laughing briefly at the story the hidden girl was telling about the shrine, I decided to play along and clap my hands together in a prayer. So, what's next? Toss my allowance into the praying box?
Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something much more interesting and precious to you. I look forward to see what this destiny has in store for you.
Ich guck mal, was im Laden ist. As if on cue, the moment the girl's words reached my ears, I felt nauseous, like my head was spinning wildly. Slowly I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back, and while my vision started to grow hazy, I heard footsteps approach me. Oh mein Gott, es ist eine Dämonin!
Was?
Es ist eine Dämonin, es ist Laura! Nee.
Will das immer noch ich mitsprechen?
Ja.
Ja, das ist
Okay.
die Female Voice.
Okay. Good luck. You're going to need it.
Despite my attempts to get back up, all I could do was briefly look up at the girl. The sign of the horns and tail made me wonder if she was cosplaying as some sort of enemy character. But before I had the chance to say anything, my vision was consumed entirely by darkness. Darkness.
Sehr schön, dann können wir jetzt eine kurze Zusammenfassung machen. Also,
Können wir?
verdammt!
Wir können die immer noch machen, ich kann immer noch weiterklicken.
Ja, ja, also. Alter, dieser Raul hat echt Probleme mit seinem Counter-Strike.
Ja. Soll ich mal schreiben, hast du
ja.
Probleme mit dem Counter-Strike?
Also, der Typ, Takahiro, hat sich ja jetzt mit so ein paar Leuten aus der Umkleidekabine unterhalten. Dabei sehr zweideutige Gespräche geführt. Dann hat er herausgefunden, dass er Aria fragen soll, wo der Schrein ist. Dann ist er zu Aria gelatscht, hat sich ein bisschen mit ihr unterhalten. Sie hat ihm eine Karte aufgemalt und der Karte ist er gefolgt zu diesem anderen Schrein. Also zu diesem Schrein, zu dem er halt sowieso wollte.
Das andere war ein Dojo.
Ja, ist doch wurscht. Und, lass mich doch. Ich fasse hier gerade eine Geschichte zusammen, ja? Das kann man ein bisschen verändern. Das habe ich mir so ausgedacht. Kommt er dann da bei dem Schrein an und dann trifft er da dieses seltsame Mädchen. Das halt aussieht, keine Ahnung, hat halt Hörner auf. So.
Ja.
So ist-
Steinbock in weiblicher Form.
Genau.
Es
Und
ist ein
mit Lina.
Dämon aus einem Hinter entsprungen.
Wahrscheinlich.
Aber irgendwie kurioserweise, die Dämonen hier drin in dem Spiel sind Frauen. Also bis jetzt die
Natürlich,
einzigen.
also bisher sind hier alle...
Also, weißt du, das heißt gleich wieder alle Frauen sind Dämonen, so kommst du bitte rüber. So.
Nein, die müssen
Also Frauen
sexy
sind voll
sein.
gut.
Hallo. In
Ah,
diesem Spiel geht
eben.
es darum, der einzige Kerl, der nachher noch übrig bleibt, ist der Hauptprotagonist und um ihn noch 500 Frauen.
Ja, so ist das wohl leider.
Ja, das ist...
Da muss er sich halt unterordnen.
Wahrscheinlich dürfen wir auch wieder entscheiden oder sowas. Hoffe ich mal. Wen wir
Ich hoffe,
am
dass-
Ende...
Dann nehmen wir den, der am wenigsten nervt. Nervt.
The rays of sunlight that glared into my face steered me back to consciousness. A crown of unknowns deep in my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer within the shrine. Rather, it looked like the forest that was surrounded the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the same girl from before, but not a trace of her presence had returned behind. To make things even more curious, the old worn-down path that I had followed amidst the trees was better maintained than I remember. Maybe I should head home. That thought was cut short when the sounds of several female voices was from near me. Das ist eine von deinen, das weiß ich.
Von meinem?
Ja.
Das ist blöd, ich darf nicht so, eigentlich nicht so laut. Okay.
Ich schreie auch
Get back
nicht.
here! Hikage, stop them once! Stop that! Stop that!
Das ist jetzt eine andere.
Meine?
Ja.
Just what exactly do you think I'm going? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them.
Das ist jetzt eine von Ding.
Von Isas.
Isas.
Mir? Nia! I think they spotted what's missing. One-sama.
Das ist jetzt eine andere. Isa.
Von mir?
Ja.
Mhm.
Keep running, Shibiko, and we just might escape. Ach ja, ich muss mal die Stimme verstellen, ne?
Just when I thought this
Was?
day couldn't get any weirder, there came the sound of heavy footfalls. Ich habe gerade Footballs gelesen. Footfall from the forest nearby. What in the world is going on here?
Oh.
Just a little bit away from the path I was walking on, I saw a pair of girls being chased by another pair of girls. However, there were two things I noticed that didn't make any sense for me. The first detail was the girls being chased that had the ears and tail of a fox. And the other being the girls doing the chasing were armed with a katana and a naginata. Das Katana-Girl ist die Schwarzhaarige.
Nein, wirklich. Hätte ich jetzt nicht erwartet, nachdem sie da so ein Katana auf dem Rücken hat. Konewing Kitsune, come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately. Give me back my panties! Hikage! How could you blurt out something like that?
Haha, Panties, Panties! Haha, no, oh no, help save us from the ramping women.
While the girls had ran away seemingly into the direction the shrine was located, I couldn't help out but find myself struggling with the decision to just leave them be. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the fact two of the girls were armed with rather realistic looking props, for surely they couldn't be real. I couldn't call myself a hero if I let such a scene go by without acting. I'm so going to regret this. Mumbling and announced, I started chasing after the girls.
Hikage, go around to the left. Right. Left. Why do you always undermine me? Oh, Kami, I wasn't saying right. I was... You know what? Never mind. Just run after them.
Hast du das jetzt eigentlich verstanden?
Ja. Die eine, ja, ich habe das schon verstanden. Die meinte, ja, lauf nach links. Und sie sagt, right, also rechts. Und sie meinte damit eigentlich, habe ich verstanden. Und
Ja.
sie hat...
While I was
Kannst du
chasing
Englisch?
after the girls, I noticed... Ja, weil du keine Reaktion von dir gabst. Kein Lachen oder
Ja,
so.
ich musste lesen.
First, I noticed the trees seemingly were getting a little bit denser, making it more difficult to navigate along the path.